Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I took my son and 3 of his 16-year-old friends to go camping and hunting last night. I just got back home. These guys weren't too much trouble, but they did not want anything to do with the old man. They wanted to get in their own, hang out together, get off from me, which I totally understand because I didn't want to deal with them either. So anyway, they saw some deer this morning. I think they had a good time. So that's why I joined the hunting and fishing club, which ProCoinNews.com is the official sponsor of. So anyway, speaking of sponsors, linked to all the way to the last day of the year, my understanding is that they have a 10% discount. They just, this tweet, they just sold out of PolySign, but I think they're going to restock somewhere like in this last few days leading up to the end of the year, 31st of December. And so I'm going to try my best to put a few funds together and go in and buy myself. I've been loading up on PolySign. I'm thinking about doing it again, especially with the 10% discount. Link to that will be in the top of the description. Now, 12/22 of 2020 was the day that Jay Clayton dropped the lawsuit on Ripple and walked out of the door. And so today being 12/22, the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor channel weighs in with his thoughts.
What's up, fam? 2 years ago to the day, our hearts were shattered. Our minds were confused. We didn't know what to do. But then we followed our gut and we bought more. Because we know our truth, and we know the future, and we know the plan. So stick with it, baby. We're almost there. You're a brave soul, and you're taking care of your family. XRP the standard. Zero doubt. Gary.
Exactly. Zero doubt. Now, and I like the in there, Gary. Okay. Now, this was the tweet. Brad Garlinghouse apparently became aware at least a day before that Jay Clayton was going to drop the suit. So he tweeted this out on December 21st, 2020. I remember it like it was yesterday. What was not counted on is that the XRP army, community, whatever you want to call it, would go into motion and literally obliterate what was trying to be done and what I'm referring to as the Ethereum free pass. And by pure coincidence, this came across my desk today. Watch this. This is from Stefan Huber. Watch this. The judge in the case of the accounting irregularities with Consensus and its shady deal with JP Morgan has ruled that the transactions were illegal and must be reversed. Regarding a special investigation, audit is expected in the coming weeks. Folks, I don't know to what extent this audit, I don't know what this covers, but if they're in any way referencing disguised whales, it's game over. Look at this. Does not seem outright absurd to suggest that the board of directors was in conflict of interest when signing the SCA sales and contribution agreement that transferred assets. Therefore, the item of the agenda shareholder vote is to be submitted. Judge ruled in favor to vote, approve, or reject the transfer of MetaMask, Infura, etc. to Consensus Software. How about that, folks? I'm telling you, ETHgate's bigger than FTX. Sometimes I wonder if FTX is just for the purpose of distracting away from it. Now, check this out. XRP. Look, I didn't realize that we had Ripple whales and XRP sharks, but we do. Holdings jumped to all-time high. Ripple XRP holders with 1 million to 10 million XRP have accumulated more coins in December to hit 1,617 addresses and 7.23% of supply. Interesting. Now, this is very interesting. When Sam comes to the U.S., Sam Bankman-Fried's been extradited to the U.S. When he comes to the U.S., he will be staying at MDC in Brooklyn, the same prison where you know who that owned the island, whose name we don't say on this channel, please make sure the cameras have batteries this time. Wow. I don't think Sam Bankman-Fried is built for what he's facing. I don't think this kid probably has been under mama and daddy's coattails his whole life. I don't imagine that he's had to endure too much. I don't know if he's equipped for what he's got ahead of him. This is the fact jack, folks. This whole FTX thing was, I told you when they first started talking about FTX, I never forget it. I saw a commercial for this crypto company called FTX, and Tom Brady was promoting it. And when I saw it, I was like, that's weird, because I've been in crypto since 2013 and I have never seen anything about FTX, never heard of it. And so in my gut at that moment, I knew that somebody, a lot of gunpowder, was behind making this thing look like it was a big deal. And remember, this thing had a tiny fraction of the customers that Coinbase had. So somebody intentionally helped to create this facade. Somebody big, okay? Now, I believe that all of these media, it's not a coincidence that there's always certain media people behind certain things. We saw, here it is, right here. This is put together perfectly. These are the people, this is all coordinated, folks. They get their talking points from whoever was behind building this FTX thing up. Watch this.
Sam Bankman-Fried is really becoming the industry's lifeline during a crisis lately. I'm fascinated, endlessly fascinated with Sam Bankman-Fried's role in all of this.
You've been now described as the JP Morgan, if you will, of the crypto business.
A lot of people called you the savior of crypto, the patron saint of crypto,
The Michael Jordan of crypto, if you will.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam Bankman-Fried, the JP Morgan of
Fried. SBF, JPM.
Do you know SBF? I think it's cool that the guy has
All
just
the same
initials, SBF.
Remember this too. Everybody that's in this clip, folks, everybody to a person, is also the people that were involved in pushing Bitcoin and Ethereum and that never covered ETHgate. Okay, that's not a coincidence, folks. Everywhere you look where there's scammy stuff, fraud, the scam side of crypto is this same group of people. It's not a coincidence.
They're calling him the hero right now of the industry. There's comparisons to Warren Buffett back in the financial crisis. Or if you go way back, JP Morgan in the panic of 1907, bailing out the banks before the Fed was even created.
Sam Bankman-Fried is trying to play the role of JP Morgan, the original JP Morgan.
One key figure we've talked about has emerged to help stabilize the ecosystem. That is Sam Bankman-Fried.
We talk about him a lot.
Yeah.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Is he the Jay Gould of our era, or is he the JP Morgan of our era?
See, now remember, this is the same guy right here. Now they were all trying to pump this whole FTX thing up. This is the same guy that now, because he's gotten his marching orders, is talking down Binance. And what else is he talking down? Ripple and XRP. He just doesn't understand it. But he understood telling his audience multiple times that this guy was the next JP Morgan.
It's yet to be determined. Yet to be determined.
Is he Vanderbilt?
He could be.
Is he Harriman?
Vanderbilt.
Possibly.
Is he the credit mobilier scandal?
See Carnegie.
The aforementioned 29-year-old gazillionaire, FTX founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried.
Okay. So now SEC has now identified FTT as a security. And I was wondering if this happened before, after, or during Gary Gensler's meetings with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. When did he decide that FTT? Because I don't remember him ever saying FTT was a security while he was suing Ripple over XRP and not accusing them of fraud. Now, this person knocks it out of the park. Says the SEC today charged Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang for their roles in the multi-year scheme to defraud equity investors in the crypto trading platform FTX. So these two have taken a deal, and they're going to throw Sam under the bus. Well, this person says, did you tell her to say hi to her dad, your good friend and previous boss at MIT? Did you meet with them and intentionally not enter into your public calendar the way you did with Sam Bankman-Fried, with George Soros, Hillary Clinton, and Pelosi? Ooh, I didn't mean to say her name. I didn't mean to say your name. It was an accident. pretend it didn't happen. Okay? I didn't mean to do it. Won't do it again. Then Stuart Alderati comes in. The SEC admits that FTX customer assets were used to bail out BlockFi. Were those customer assets funneled to the SEC to make payments on the $100 million SEC BlockFi settlement? Did the SEC bother to conduct any due diligence on the source of those funds? Folks, my spidey senses are going off here, and my gut is telling me that Stuart Alderati is pointing at this because the SEC was not just meeting with these people. This was this feels like a freaking planned thing. We go after a company, and then you, since you're our buddies FTX, you come in and buy it. That way we ensure that we get paid, right? That's what it feels like. And what else was that? What else was FTX doing? According to BitBoy, I don't know, but according to BitBoy, they were behind the destruction of all of these things, Luna, Celsius, whatever the other ones were, that they were behind it. This sure does feel like a coordinated thing between FTX and regulators if I didn't know any better. It sure feels that way, but Stuart Alderati's right. We need to know the answers to this. Congress, where are you? Brad Garlingham says the world is appropriately outraged by SBF and FTX fraud, but when Wells Fargo mismanages billions in customer funds as well, it's barely a blip on the radar. Food for thought. Exactly. And here's Sam Bankman-Fried. He's being released on $250 million bail. Man, that guy, I don't know what to say about this guy. I'm wondering why his parents let him get involved in this. I cannot imagine, because there's no way that these people didn't know. I can't imagine putting my son in a position where he would be where that kid is. These people are not dumb people. They're two major attorneys that were Stanford professors. I don't understand it. His dad was down there. He was in the Bahamas. They were getting paid. Warren Davidson makes a good point. Self-custody is the antidote to FTX's fraud. Down here he says Senator Elizabeth Warren and numerous other members of Congress have proposed bans. Now he's talking about bans on self-custody, okay? Self-custody is the thing that protects us all from a Sam Bankman-Fried FTX or any other exchange that goes down. Why would she want us to not be able to hold our own money? Because for these people like Elizabeth Warren, it's all about control and the government running your life. That's all they care about. Because they've always been a part of the government. They always get favored status in their life and live off the government dole their whole life. And that is why they think that's okay, because they're the ones that get to control you. Stefan Huber, Gary is losing all of his people. This is now the third general counsel under Gary Gensler. After only 1 year as general counsel, he leaves the SEC. This is Dan Berkovitz, Megan Barbero named general counsel. So this guy's leaving now. I can't imagine wanting to work for Gary. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. I can't imagine anybody that would want to work for this guy.